Hi, this is Night from Earth Ayurveda Clinic, and welcome to the first week of the 5-week sensory cleanse. Today we're going to be talking about the eyes and the sense of sight. The eyes in general are considered pitta because they are mostly taking in bright, sharp, light things, and that is really a pitta type of quality. So the eyes are considered mostly pitta. But when we take in these senses and the stimuli from the outside world, just like when we put food into our body, our eyes can actually become overwhelmed and have too much. So just like you would get a stomachache, our eyes can get overstimulated in the same way as they try to digest the sensory input that is coming in all the time, especially with a world that has TVs and cell phones and computers and Kindles instead of books now. It can really be a lot. One of the ways that the eyes tend to tell us this is either by an actual effect to the eyes, such as if your eyes become dry, that's a vata type of symptom. If your eyes become red or yellow, kind of more that inflamed, that is a pitta type of symptom. And then the kappas tend to have more mucus or dullness to the eyes. There's another way though, because we have so much stimulus and movement going on, our eyes connect up to the lower back. The muscles down there is where the eyes are moving, and that can tend to have a little bit of pain or soreness. So we have to know that if we have a little bit of pain back there, then maybe you're working your eyes a little bit too much. And this can come from the TV or the computer. And one way to help with that is right when you realize it, you can cup your eyes with your hands, and so you're not pushing on them, and just relax into it and taking a couple of deep breaths and relaxing into the neck. And that's a really great way to kind of ground back down. And computers, we can tend to spend a lot of time, especially now in this day and age. So making sure that you don't spend a lot of time in front of them. And some tips would be to have a plan when you go to your computer. So writing down a list of what you want to get done so you don't get sucked into social media. And then also making sure that you're not eating in front of your computer, and that you take breaks to either walk or cover your eyes or just even rest your eyes when you do have to spend a lot of time on the computer. Some things you can do to limit your time in front of the TV are: 1, make sure that you're only watching shows that you want to watch, that you're not just randomly watching nothing. 2 would be when a commercial comes on, that towards the end of that commercial, you actually have to be able to know what show you are watching. So like while you're watching the commercial, if you forget the show, you should turn it off. You're probably tired and it's time to take a shower and maybe go to bed. And then we come down to the nooks, and the nooks being for instead of a book. Now, I don't have a problem with going with technology, but really there are some counter effects that can happen with all of these electronics, and that includes the Nook, is that they have the qualities of stimulating and heating. So that means it's going to aggravate pitta with the heating, which can also affect your mind and heat your mind up. But also the stimulation can really aggravate your vata. So all these electronics, you're going to want to stop at least an hour before you go to bed. And because pitta is attracted to that brightness and sharpness and light, you're also going to want to start calming down the lights as you are going to bed so that the mind starts to calm and the electronics start to go less, and so that you're ready for bed for a good night's sleep instead of getting wound up. Even though TV can seem sedentary or any of the electronics, they can really get you wound up, and by reducing them can help you with getting a better night's sleep. Here are some ways to reduce the negative impressions and really calm the eyes if they've taken in too much. So the first thing would be to look at the sky. The sky really helps to erase the negative impressions that can be brought to us, or just the too much stimulation. Also, being in nature, taking deep abdominal breaths, which allows us to ground, and then actually allows us to see better because we're more present in our bodies. Also, the color blue is great for calming the eyes, for pitta especially. And the color gold is really good for just all the doshas. It's nourishing and rejuvenating. Taking time to reduce your time spent in front of electronics will also help, and resting your eyes and getting a good night's sleep is really going to help with that as well. Thank you for watching this video. So I hope you are going to enjoy working with your sense of sight and having fun with this first week of the sensory cleanse. There are some questions below that you can fill out to help you implement these into your life and really start being more conscious about the choices that you make with your sight. I will see you next week.